So let's talk Knicks. The Knicks started off the season 0-2 with a couple tough first games.
Played tough.
But then they have a home game last night against the Milwaukee Bucks, and they came out to play, huh? They came out to play. So let's kick it to you and get your your gut reaction from the New York Knicks.
2-2. Now 1-2. They played, like you mentioned, the Bucks, back-to-back 1 seed in the East. They haven't won a title, but
good squad,
a great team, and they have the reigning MVP in Giannis.
The Greek freak, dude.
Lockdown last night. I mean, honestly, I didn't look at the box score. I don't know his exact stats, but all I know is I saw him with 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter on the bench sulking, down 25.
I had a gyro today.
Good.
I'm just kidding.
No, but the Knicks played inspired basketball. The first 2 games, like you mentioned, they played playoff teams in the Pacers and then the Sixers. Had a great first half against the Pacers, faltered down the stretch. Sixers, just a good first quarter, and then kind of, lost track of that game. But this game, they came out hot. Everyone, we're keeping the emotions down. We're like, is this, maybe we're just a good first quarter team? And we just kept pouring it on all game long, and I think you saw a lot of positive signs. First off, R.J. Barrett, I think he put up 17 points last night, bouncing back from a brutal game against the Sixers. I think 2 of 15 shooting, had 10 points, but you just didn't feel inspired watching that.
Shoot, though.
He had a great first game.
Shoot to get hot, shoot to stay hot.
Frank Ntilikina, great sign, going 4 for 4 from three-point range. Like the French Prince, he's beloved in New York. We all know this, but we want to see that offensive jump. He's a great defender.
He needs to take that step this year.
He needs to show that aggression, and he was knocking down threes. Knox played a great all-around game. Wasn't shooting the ball particularly well, but he was playing his strengths later on in the game, driving to the rack, just finishing, and that's what you want to see out of your young core. I think the biggest stunner of all, Elfrid Payton. People were saying around Christmas time, let's put the elf on the shelf, get him on the bench after those first 2 games. But I heard that he was out shooting at MSG by himself after a brutal game against the Sixers, comes out and lights it up, puts up 27 points.
He lit it up in the shoot-around or in the game?
No. I mean, probably both, but this game last night, 27 points from Elfrid Payton. Just all over the place. His shooting percentage was through the roof. I don't know the exact percentage, but just an amazing game from him. And then the guy that has just been getting dragged through the mud all offseason, Julius Randle. All 3 games so far, great games.
That's my boy.
He's efficient. He's shooting. Like, we knew he could always score, right? But the problem was the turnovers and just a lack of efficiency. And we're seeing him play team-oriented ball. And maybe that all it was getting Tom Thibodeau in the building to teach him, how to play properly. And we're starting,
I like him, though. He's got some fire.
He's starting to live up to that big contract.
I got a Julius Randle story if you want to hear it.
Oh,
quick.
yeah.
So I forget what year it was, but whatever year he got
drafted. It was actually like 2 days after he got drafted.
Whatever year he got drafted, 2 days after, we were out in Long Island. And we were messing around on like an 8-foot hoop, and he literally just got drafted to the Lakers?
He was in Brooklyn and went to Long Island after the draft. I think he was the 7th overall pick to the Lakers.
Yeah, so he was hanging out where we were, and we were kind of messing around on an 8-foot hoop, and he was standing near the hoop, and I flushed one. I'm talking 2-hand slam on an 8-foot hoop. I was feeling good about myself, but he was standing relatively close to the hoop. So I kind of feel like I put him on a poster that day. I know he was going.
I would say he was more socially distant from the hoop about 6 years.
I don't know, dude. Well, the way maybe we remember it different. The way I remember it is I put him on a poster. But that's neither here nor there. But I thought that a fun little story about Julius.
You know what? Back to Julius.
But I do want to see him succeed and be a leader for this team. He needs to be a leader.
If he keeps this up, I think he's averaging 24, 10, and 6 or something insane like that. Those are all-star numbers, and he's starting to live up to that contract he got him. People were trying to ship him out for a bag of potato chips 2 weeks ago.
So we got a little bit of buzz. We got a little bit of buzz going on, right?
These vets are starting to mesh well with our younger guys, and I think there's some excitement. Like, think about this. Could you imagine what the Garden would have been like if there was a crowd last night?
Go New York, go New York, go.
Exactly. It would have been insane. I can't wait till fans are back in the Garden. I don't know if it'll be this year, but I do think there's some optimism with the Knicks, and I think the culture's starting to shift.
We need it.
The NBA is better with the Knicks when they're good.
When was the last time the Knicks were relevant?
Probably the Melo years, Melo and Stoudemire.
When Turtle was still wearing the Knicks gear in Entourage, I think it's like.
Hey, shout out Jerry Ferrara. He's always out there courtside. I know he can't be this year,